So I have been struggling this week and last week in sharing. And I read something from Brene Brown. She said, sometimes the bravest and most important thing we can do is just show up. So today I've chosen to be brave and to show up and to share with you a little bit of the struggle of why creating the videos that I want to I'm struggling with. When we deal with these wounds, and sometimes things trigger it, and it opens up the wound, it becomes very painful. And in our wounded state, we may think that we are stuck. We may think we are helpless and powerless. We may think that we're broken or that something's terribly wrong with us. We may even think that we're inherently bad. We may feel shame at a toxic level, that we isolate ourselves from others and think we don't matter. We may feel unsafe to voice our needs and wants. We may struggle to make decisions without others' input. We may believe that we're unworthy of good things, of love and connection. We may think our wounds define who we are. Our wounds may be so deep that we may even think about death often, and sometimes consider it a better option. And I assure you that these thoughts, these beliefs, these feelings, these are the lies of wounds, and they can pop up. We can think, we can be headed in a good direction of healing and strengthen our resilience, strengthen our resolve, strengthen our, heal a lot of wounds, and we may still have wounds triggered and open up that really affect us. And that's what I've been going through this last couple of weeks. And I am coming from a different place. It's hard to see my future. It's hard to tap into the hope of the world. It's hard to tap into what I'm capable of doing. It's easier to be pulled back into what I'm not and what I'm not good at and what I don't deserve. And so this video is very different than what I wanted to share. It will be a short video, but I want to show up for you all. I want to show up for myself, breaking the silence of my experience of feeling like I don't matter, of coming from this very wounded place and believing that I don't have a part in this world, and taking that step to start sharing these videos and sharing my experience and sharing the good places that I'm at, and also these places that we get kind of pulled back into. It makes it hard to show up. And I wanted to show up today to let you know that I'm in a wounded place right now. And from this place, the world feels a little less safe. And it feels a little less like a place to share. And it's very cloudy in my head. And so when you get to this place, when you feel this way, it's okay to push pause, to just push pause a little bit, and to take a break, to let yourself feel the pain of where this open wound takes you. This place has taken me back to read some journals from earlier years, and to read some letters from earlier years. And I'm allowing myself to heal. I'm allowing myself to pay attention to this wound that has opened up, and to create a safe space for healing to happen, to allow this wound and the pain of this wound to exist, to honor this experience of what I went through, and to honor my thoughts and feelings around this wound. So that's where I am. And so that's the video this week for you, is when you get to that place where the wound opens up and it's painful and it's difficult, it's okay to push pause, to honor that experience, to create a safe space for yourself, to honor your thoughts and feelings and emotions around that, to let these emotions complete their cycle. And I want to give a shout out to my partner in crime, my BFF forever. I guess that's what BFF means, best friend forever. My sweet husband, who has been with me a little over 30 years on this journey, and has seen me step into these painful places often, and continues to be my rock. He lets me cry on his shoulder, and he lets me feel the full pain of these wounds. And I'm grateful for that. And so to you, my rock, thank you for being there for me during this time so that I could be brave and at least show up today and let those of you who are listening or following to know where I'm at. And I'm well taken care of, and I'm healing a wound, which makes it more difficult to share and to come from a place of what I consider more strength. I think my strength here is the courage to show up and to share where I'm at, and to let you know that if and when you go through this very thing where a pain opens up, know that I'm here, that I know what you're going through, that I know that these wounds can be painful, and it's worth the time to get curious about them and to honor them and to let your thoughts and feelings exist. I do a lot of journaling during this time. I do a lot of reflecting and allowing myself to go into that pain, to feel it, and to look at it from the perspective I have today. This is an old wound that keeps popping up. But when I get to look at it from a new perspective, it sheds light on that dark spot, and it creates healing for that wound. So here's to healing. Here's to these wounds. They're worth healing. It's worth going into. It's worth stepping into the pain. It's worth feeling it. And it's okay to let yourself step into isolation a little bit so that you can create a safer space to work on these wounds, to heal them. I will continue to show up and share what I've learned and share my healing process and progress, as well as these more vulnerable times. Thank you for your support and your love, for those who reach out and let me know that these messages help. And I just didn't want to leave you hanging. And this is real life. It doesn't always go the way we have planned. And wounds pop up and not necessarily at convenient times. They just pop up. And when they're here, we can honor them. We can give them the space they need. So I hope that you'll do that for yourself. Thank you for letting me share this with you. See you soon.